Hi guys, welcome to my Friday video. Today I want to talk about how important it is to nourish your brain and use visualization to achieve your body transformation. Why is visualization important? Visualization is important because it lets you move from just do to be. If you work on your brain and start visualizing and give emotion to it, seeing your future self, that helps you to move from your head, through your heart, to your hands. So starting the weight loss journey by just adjusting your nutrition and without working on your brain and your mindset is sometimes doomed to fail. So why is it important to start working on your brain and your mind? Because we are biological creatures. Think about all the chemicals in your brain, the endorphins, serotonin, and all the other ones. They affect our daily decisions, our habits. Logically, eating a donut, not so good for you. Eating a broccoli is great. And yet how many times we reach out for a donut instead of a broccoli? Just because, we feel lonely, frustrated, sad, or just life happens. That's why it's just so important to approach the brain, because you have to understand that your mindset is your most powerful tool in your weight loss journey. Because if you realize that, you then start to monitor your negative thoughts, the negative thoughts about yourself. Obviously, this is not to say that one negative thought is going to ruin your life. Same as eating one donut is not going to ruin your life. However, if you're going to eat 10 donuts every day, and if you're gonna constantly berate yourself and, saying horrible things to yourself, I can't stick to this program or that program. I'm so rubbish at intermittent fasting. I can't cook. So if you use this language over and over again about yourself, that is definitely going to affect your body transformation. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you as well is how important it is to nourish your brain. Your brain requires 20% of the nutrients you are consuming. So let me share with you what are the 10 top superfoods that nourish your brain. Things like avocado, blueberries, coconut oil / olive oil, eggs are fantastic, fatty fish like salmon, sardines, broccoli is very good. So, remember when your parents used to tell you eat that broccoli, there was a reason for that. Walnuts, turmeric, leafy greens are very good for your brain. So, if I now ask you, okay, can you repeat all these 10 superfoods? You'd probably struggle if you haven't written them down. So I'm going to teach you now a very fun trick, because, our memory is a funny thing, and we always tend to remember things that we can associate to a place. And also if there is an emotion attached to the words. For example, think about it. If I ask you, what did you do on September the 5th this year? Today we have I think it's the 17th, 19th. Today is the September 19th. You probably struggle to remember it. But if I ask you, what did you do? Where were you on the 9th, 11th? You do remember, right? I do personally. because, there was an emotion attached to the experience in all of us. So we all exactly remember what did you do, where we were when the 9/11 happened. So this is to show you how important it is to attach the emotion to whatever we do, really, to remember it and to engage in the activity more. So anyway, back to the trick. What are the top 10 brain foods? So, as I said, it's best to remember them when you place them in certain places. And we're going to use our body for that. So, touch your head, touch your nose, touch your mouth, touch your ears, your throat, your shoulders, your collarbone, your belly, your fingers, and your bum bum. So, now we're going to place all these 10 foods into our body parts. So now imagine you are an 8-year-old and you're going to have great fun now. And imagine you just smashed a full avocado on the top of your head and it's just, making your hair green and you look quite gross. And now you're going to have some blueberries popping out of your eyes, like maybe some tears. And what should we have coming out of our mouth? Let's have a piece of a broccoli, a stalk of broccoli there. It's just not enough to imagine, I'm eating broccoli, because you're not going to remember it. You just have to make it like a bit funny, so the broccoli stalk coming out of your mouth. And now imagine you have a coconut oil or olive oil coming out of your ears. Ooh, a bit gross, right? But that will help you to remember it. Coming to our throat. Instead of your Adam's apple, perhaps you have a weird egg coming out of your throat. And then you want to feel a bit cold and you want a nice shawl made out of griffy lines on your shoulders. And you know what? Let's not forget that salmon. Should we make a nice necklace of a nice smelly little salmon fillets around our body? What's next? What was next? It was walnuts. Perhaps they popping out of our bellies. You have lots of walnuts popping out of your belly button. And if you know what is turmeric is a very good herb, which have lots of anti-inflammatory things in it, which are very good for our bodies, but it actually make our fingers incredibly yellow. So imagine your yellow fingers, which were just holding the turmeric. And the last one is the dark chocolate, and you can place it on your bottom, and I don't want to know what you are imagining it right now. So I've just taught you that how visualization, because we just imagined all these 10 foods, can help you remember things that are good for you, right? So that can help you in building the right habit, always incorporating these 10 superfoods into your daily diet. So you can not only nourish your body, but nourish your brain at the same time. So please, give it a go and try to incorporate these 10 brain foods into your daily menu. So what were they? Avocado, blueberries, broccoli, coconut oil, eggs, leafy greens like spinach, kale, things like that. Then we have a salmon and sardines, walnuts, and dark chocolate. So I hope it was a fun lesson and you remember all the top 10 brain foods. And yeah, give it a go and incorporate them in your recipes or as snacks, however you like to have them. I'll see you in my next video.